Hey guys, welcome back to another Tuesday. I'm meteorologist Christine Gormley. I hope your day's off to a really great start. So we've got a few things going on today. High plains risk again today for Nebraska and some parts of Colorado and Kansas. And Missouri risk for tomorrow. That storm's just going to keep moving on east. Give us some chances for hail tomorrow as well. And we're still dry for some. Some people haven't seen any rain for quite a while. So we're going to talk about who needs rain the most. But before we get into the forecast, we're going to do a quick recap of yesterday's severe storms. We had a 3-star map yesterday in Virginia. In Staunton, Virginia, it was max size of 2 inches of hail yesterday, and over 22,000 homes were impacted in this area. So if you are interested in purchasing one of our maps, just click that button up there, or I guess not a button, but scan the QR code at the top, and yeah, you guys will be directed to that map if you would like to purchase one of our maps. So upcoming events still August 17th in Atlanta in Truist Park, Atlanta, Georgia. So All-Star Stadium Tour will be on that day. So come out and see us if you're in the area, and we'd love to talk with you guys and meet you. So right now we've got some storms moving across the Mississippi area, across Jackson, just north of Jackson, Mississippi, and heading straight towards Birmingham, Alabama. And that has a low threat for 1 inch of hail at the most, to maybe 1.25 inches of hail as this moves off. And I'll get to that in the forecast here in a couple of minutes. But for the rest of the nation, this was that storm from yesterday that impacted much of the east. That is moving off to the east outside of the area, and we've got some circulation out in the mountains in the Colorado area, and that's going to give us some severe weather today as well. But we'll get into all that. Right now, 90s, very hot in the south. It's going to keep being hot for the deep south states, south of Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Texas. 95 in Houston right now. 80s up north, 77 up near the Great Lakes, and that to me seems like it feels amazing. I wish it was in the 70s or 80s here in Oklahoma, but we're about to get into another heat wave here heating up here in the next couple of days. So, but current dew points, very moist down in the south, 70s in New Orleans, 73 in Dallas, and it's pretty dry up here in the north, but that will play a role in the severe weather for today, but pretty muggy out there for much of the south. Now, significant hail model for today. I did put purple on the map for today's hail forecast in this area where you see all that orange. Lapse rates are very high in this area, so temperatures are cooler, lower in the atmosphere. Temperatures cool off faster, so that makes the hail form a little bit more so than it would if temperatures weren't changing so much. So that is where that hail, the bulk of the chance for hail today will be, and a little bit down in the south where we also have those hail chances, and in Kansas. So here's what that future radar looks like for Nebraska as it's moving down Highway 80 into the Big Springs, North Platte area. This is where we're going to see the highest chance for up to 2.5 to 3 inch hail, maybe even some bullseyes of over 3 inch hail in that area. It's going to move off to the east along that Highway 80 corridor past North Platte and Big Springs, and start to move southeast into Kansas. It's not going to make its way too far south into Wichita. You guys might get some of the outflow of this storm, but the bulk of it is going to stay to the northeast, crossing Omaha, and overnight into tomorrow morning. It's going to get into Missouri area, and that's where we're going to get into our day 2 graphics. Now for today, this is what it looks like for the south. Those storms you saw that just ripped through the south, and it's going to be very isolated. Not everyone's going to see not everyone's going to see rain down there. Not everyone is going to see large hail. Most of the risk for today in that area is going to be wind, and you might see 1 inch to 1.5 inches at the most with these storms down in the south as they move off to the east. in far south, south of Birmingham. South of Jackson, it's going to start moving off to the southeast. Pensacola and Lake City also has a slight chance of getting that outflow from it. But here's what the map looks like for today. We're going to go over to Nebraska area. It is 2.5+ inches in Big Springs. I did have a high for that because I think confidence is very high that you guys are going to see some isolated strong thunderstorms in this area. And down in Colby, moderate to lower chance as we get down south. These storms, once they cluster and get into a band of storms, they're going to lose their intensity and lose that severity as they move down into the southeast. And Amarillo is in that, it's not on the map, but Amarillo is in that low risk area because some model runs were showing some isolated thunderstorms down there. So there is a chance that Amarillo could get some action this afternoon and this evening. So Jackson, already went through Jackson, already just kind of missed Jackson, went to the north, going up towards Birmingham, but that's going to move off to the south and the southeast, and yeah, 1 inch to 1.25 inches of hail, maybe $half size at the most with this cluster of storms, and maybe some isolated high winds with this as well in that area. But for the winds are pretty much the same as the hail today. Higher winds in this area in the Colby, North Platte, and Big Spring area where you can see those strong supercells moving off to the southeast. That's where you're going to see the strongest winds in that area. And also Cheyenne has a little bit. Denver, you're on the outside of this, and Cheyenne, you're barely on the outside of this. But Denver, you could still get some isolated showers and thunderstorms possible this afternoon and this evening. Dodge City and Wichita, you guys could get some of the outflow of that as well. And moving off into the southeast, Lake City, Pensacola, Birmingham all have Birmingham has more of a higher chance to see that wind as it's moving straight in, and then it's going to go southeast from there. And now if I can move the graphic. Okay, so for the tornado forecast for today, we're really looking for this area right here in the Nebraska area, Big Springs area. This is where we're going to see those isolated supercells start to go up and form in this area, and the wind speeds are stronger here, and this is that area where the ingredients are most there, and it's more capable of producing some tornadoes. But that's a low risk for today, but it's still there, so be prepared for that, and we'll have to keep our eye on that for sure, because that definitely could have some tornadoes in that. So for tomorrow, we're going to go into tomorrow's forecast now. Those storms that are going into Kansas are going to move into Missouri tomorrow morning, and then throughout the day tomorrow and tomorrow afternoon. Hail could be possible down in Tennessee area, but the bulk of the hail right now, our forecast is just in the Missouri area along the Missouri-Arkansas border and in Springfield, Missouri. This is an isolated thunderstorm supercell moving across I-44 at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Could have capabilities of producing a tornado possible in that area, but and possibly some large hail with that. But right now I just have it as close to golf balls for tomorrow, but that could change by tomorrow. And then they're also going to move off to the east. The bulk of the storms move off to the east, and that will they will lose their intensity as this cluster moves off to the east, and they're not as isolated, but some smaller hail is possible with that. And going through Memphis and down into the southern states as well, and this is what that looks like as it moves across the east tomorrow evening, tomorrow overnight, and into Thursday morning. But the chances of large hail go down significantly as they move off to the east. So this is what tomorrow's hail forecast looks like so far. It is isolated in this area, so that's why it's a low threat for Springfield. Kansas City could get the back end of that, but it's very low for 1 inch at the most for Kansas City, and 1.25 inches possible $half. And this, yeah, so like I said, this area has the highest chance for getting larger hail over $half in that Springfield area on the border of Missouri and Arkansas for your Thursday or Wednesday. Today's Tuesday. This is our tornado graphic. Yeah, this is the area where tornadoes are most possible with tomorrow's storms, so that's what we're going to be looking at. Now today for the heat, we're still hot in some areas, but that cold front did cool a lot of us down. Oklahoma has no heat alerts today. Missouri has no heat alerts, but still in the deep south in Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, and Texas, excessive heat warnings and heat alerts are out for today, so stay hydrated and stay safe in that down there. And unfortunately, it looks like that's going to continue for the deep south southern states, even with these low pressure systems moving through and cold fronts moving through. It's just can't get down all the way into Houston and areas like that all the way just yet. So we are getting cooler, and a warm front is, or not a warm front, but a warmer trend is actually coming here in the next several days, especially for people out west. Another heat dome, another high pressure system moving through in the next 6 to 10 days. But until then, here in the next couple of days, we're going to stay cool here in the south, but definitely a warm up is coming. This is what our jet stream looks like right now. This is what's going to give us those severe storms today and tomorrow as we go into Wednesday. And then going into Thursday, that heat just really starts to build in the south, in Atlanta, even in Oklahoma City, further up north, Oklahoma City and Dallas. Dallas, you've already been seeing some really hot temperatures, so it's nothing new for you. But that heat dome down here does look like it's going to start moving up north, and more of that high pressure system for next week also looks like it's going to start moving through. But some people, we've had lots of rain yesterday in the east, but some people in Texas are getting into that extreme drought area for the monitor south of Dallas, between Dallas and Houston, and even parts of Kansas. But Kansas, you're going to get lots of rain tonight and into tomorrow. So St. Louis and Missouri as well. So that's the forecast for today, today and tomorrow. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok for more things like this, and call us. You guys can give us a phone call at 855-334-4245 or email us at info@hailtrace.com, or you can go to our website at hailtrace.com, purchase any of our maps, and get any information you need from us. So hope you guys have a great day.